What's up, YouTube? It is DJ Funk Nast-E here coming at you. It has been a minute. I did videos on here years and years ago doing DJ gear reviews, DJ tips and tricks, sometimes DJ product reviews, things of that nature. I'll still be doing a bunch of stuff regarding those topics, but I figured I would broaden my reviews a bit and broaden my range of topics to discuss. So you'll be seeing a whole bunch of stuff from me on here, not just what you may have been used to in the past. It has been a while. When I was doing these originally, I was probably in my mid 20s and I'm like in my mid 40s now. So it's been a while. Anyway, as you can probably tell, the quality of my captures is way better now. I've got a fairly professional setup, professional sound, professional video, lighting, the whole shebang. So hopefully it'll increase the quality for you guys and help you guys just watch the video better, right? Anyway, so what I'd like to discuss today is an interesting topic, and it actually has to do with the Rane One. So the Rane One, as some of you may not know, is a very popular two-channel controller by Rane, or In Music, whatever you want to call it at this point. I feel like all of them are changing their names. I can't get down with Alpha Theta for Pioneer, but anyway, that's a whole nother story for another time. Anyway, the Rane One controller, very popular controller. It has moving platters, as I'm sure most of you guys are aware. It's not a cheap controller. It's $1,400, $1,500. Not sure what the going rate is now. I do own one, and I do like it. No doubt, I do. However, all the problems for me started basically when it took a little bit of a tumble. I didn't drop it. It clunked into something on the side. Here I am thinking, oh, but this thing's mostly metal. It's made pretty well. I'm probably not going to have any issues. I was wrong, okay? I did get some Rane support, called Rane Up. Got some support with them. We checked a few things, checked the MIDI settings, checked some other things in Serato, but there was some weird shit going on with it. So once it took the little bit of tumble, and I told them, I was honest about it, but once it took the little bit of a tumble when it rocked into the thing, I told them, I'm like, my crossfader's doing some weird shit. I'm moving my channel fader, and oddly enough, I'm moving my left pitch fader, and my left pitch fader was actually adjusting the volume that the channel fader should have been doing, which was very weird. I had a few other issues where, one of the knobs, it didn't seem like the volume was moving at the right rate for the rate that I turned the knob. Basically some weird shit. Unfortunately, my unit, of course, is not under warranty, so Rane support is limited. I don't know if you guys are aware, but if your units are out of warranty now, you can't send them into Rane. You can't even send them in to have them repair it for a fee. They make you go to a third-party repair place now. So basically, they're considering them like throwaways pretty much if they're out of warranty, which I think is pretty crazy for a controller that's $1,400-$1,500, right? So anyway, I'm pretty good with hardware. I'm pretty good with technical shit. I don't mind dipping my hands in and seeing what I can do. I went online. I believe I went to YouTube at some point, found a video, a couple videos on how to open up the Rane One. So I did. Went and opened it up, looked at everything. When I got in there, I saw immediately there were some problems, right? So basically, this video is going to be geared at what should you guys expect if you run into a problem with your Rane One. Maybe you drop it, God forbid, maybe, hopefully not, but maybe you drop it. Maybe something happens that's out of warranty. What can you do? What parts can you buy, and how difficult is it to repair this thing? And I will tell you this straight up. I'm pretty good at repairing things. I've repaired all kinds of electronics. This thing is a bitch. There's no other way to put it. I don't like the way they set it up. Inside of the unit, Everything is covered up by everything else, and Murphy's Law says that whatever part you need to get to, that's probably going to be the one all the way at the bottom of the unit. So I got inside the unit and I looked at the different parts. Immediately I saw there were some copper screws that were broken. Okay. I'm thinking, oh, not a big deal. They just broke off. They snapped off cleanly. I couldn't believe they broke to begin with, but they snapped off cleanly. I'll just order the part. Rane themselves doesn't even have, I'm just telling you straight up, Rane themselves doesn't even have half the parts for this unit. Okay, I went online and searched all kinds of third-party sites. I finally found a site that had the copper screws, but they only had one length of them. There's two different lengths of the copper screws inside this unit. Okay, there's ribbon cables. Okay, ribbon cables in there. Those are really cheap. You just got to make sure you have the right size, right? So if you break one of those, it's not the end of the world. Those are pretty easy to get, the ribbon cables. Okay, well, let me tell you something. Here's the part that will break, I'm not going to say 100% of the time, I'm not even going to say 90, but I would guarantee that during the life you guys have this unit, if you have this unit, say, let's just say 6+ years, this part will break on you, and you will have to open it up and fix it, or you'll have to send it in, or if you're lucky, it's still under warranty, and Rane will repair it or give you another unit. I will tell you straight up, this part, are you ready for this? Rane doesn't have this part. Rane hasn't had this part in 3 or 4 months. Very difficult to find online. So the part is the toggle, okay? So usually the 2 toggle switches for the effects, those usually don't go bad, okay? Like they're usually fine. That's just a metal housing. The problem is on the back side of those 2, there is a lens. And the lens is like this little plastic piece. Wish I had one here, I would show you, but you can look it up online. It's called a paddle lens. It's a little plastic piece, got a little hole in the middle that hooks on to the paddle itself, which is basically what allows it to lock in place when you move it or to trigger on when you push it downwards. That will break on you. That will break on you. It's just a matter of time. And when one breaks, the other one will likely break too. That little tiny plastic piece is, you can't find it anywhere. So I actually went on YouTube, found some way to use super glue or hot glue to repair it. I'm going to look up the name of the guy and give him a shout out for it. But it worked pretty well, but you can't find this little, and this is a little tiny piece, literally just plastic, is going to break in almost all situations if you have this unit long enough. Rane doesn't carry it. Rane hasn't had it in 3 months. I wish somebody, maybe, hopefully, some of you out there, maybe you're pretty good with 3D printing. You could grab that little piece and you could probably make a lot of money if you sold that to guys that need to repair their equipment. Now, I don't expect a lot of you guys watching this to say, oh yeah, I'm just comfortable enough. I'm just going to go open up my equipment. I'm going to repair it. We'll be good. I get in there with a screwdriver. Who the hell cares? Yeah, I do understand. Like, now, when you open up these units, just keep in mind, this is at your own risk. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you have a heavy hand, or if you yank at the wrong thing, yeah, shit can break. And normally when the shit breaks inside these things, it's not a huge deal because, most of the individual parts are not horribly expensive, right? Now, you break a main board or something like that, then yeah, that's going to be more. But most of them are like screws, ribbon cables, little plastic adapters like the one I was talking about, and other various things. Just keep in mind that for a $1,400, $1,500 controller, it's pretty ridiculous that the manufacturer doesn't keep these parts in stock. Now, I don't know too many people that are just going to want to abandon that thing and be like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to get another controller. Because how are you going to sell the one you have if it's broken? You're not going to be able to sell it. So you're not going to be able to get money for it, right? To get another one. Once again, sometimes I open up these mixers and I see that the crossfaders of some of these mixers, the channel faders and the crossfaders in some instances, but the channel faders are soldered to the board. any good quality mixer, and I'm talking all the way back to the time of like the DJM 500 from Pioneer, there are sockets, right, with wires and adapters that just go in and out. So even the channel fader, anything, you can just go boop, pull it out, take the fader out, find a replacement. Pioneer stuff is fairly easy to find. Take that in, pop it in, plug it in, good to go. No, these brand new controllers, okay? The Rane One is one of them, and there are others as well, which I won't name at the time. But you go in there, you got to replace the channel fader because these things don't last forever, right? Some people are hard on these faders, right? Especially the cross fader. Those are usually easily replaceable. But the channel faders, some people are hard on them because some people mix with them. Some people do all kinds of funky shit with the channel faders. I've seen guys do it. They're just these basic run-of-the-mill fucking faders in these things, and they're not great. And if one of those solder legs on the bottom of that fader breaks off, just one, like maybe you're a little heavy-handed on it or whatnot, one of them breaks off, you are fucked. So you know what you got to do? You want to replace one of those channel faders on the Rane One? You've got to open the entire unit. You got to put parts all out on the floor. You've probably got 100 screws at this point sitting out. And then you got to pull the entire board out when you get to it. Okay. And then you've got to take a new fader that's compatible and you've got to solder that fucker to the points on the board. Oh, and by the way, if you fuck up on the soldering, you'll get all the pieces back together and spend hours putting it back together and then it won't work. So needless to say, it's no small undertaking, and it's something that you guys just need to be made aware of should you choose to repair your own shit. I know a lot of guys wouldn't even attempt to do it. But if you do, I'm just letting you know what you may run into. There is a video on YouTube. The gentleman's name escapes me, but I will give him credit when I look it up. He does a complete breakdown of the Rane One, and I believe the video is about him actually replacing a soldered on channel fader. Definitely check him out. Once I find out who he is, I'll put the link to his video. I'll cross-link it in here, and you'll get an idea of what you're in for. With that being said, assuming everything works correctly, the Rane One's a great controller. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to do a video on the T7, that new Hercules Impulse T7. I'm going to do a video on that separate from here. I like that controller too. There's pluses and minuses, things you have to think about when you buy that controller, but leave that to another video. But anyway, just for this video, just wanted to give you an idea of things that you will run into if you have to repair the Rane One. Not disparaging the product. Like I said, it's a great product as long as it works fine. Just keep in mind what you may have to be prepared for if you go into this thing to repair parts. Okay? It's not like these Pioneers where parts are easily available, and the parts are certainly not easily accessible from within the unit. All right? Feel free to like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos on the way. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it's been informative for you. And have a good evening. Thanks.